Ivan. Juno? I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again, Ivan. She smiles and they embrace. Ivan is completely taken aback, as though he doesn't dare believe she's real. I'm sorry, I couldn't make it to Sigerholm. I ran into problems. Problems is putting it lightly. There's a mile-wide canyon practically splitting the world in two over those hills. Couldn't find a place to cross. Worse, dredge are practically falling out of it like blood from a wound. They're not coming from the north anymore. They're everywhere. We noticed. Glad to see you made it out alive, Ingvar. I take it the others didn't. Hakon becomes quiet, then he motions towards Juno. She got across somehow. Found her out cold for a second time since leaving Strand. We need to take every axe we can get right now. Bellower is here. Gods be damned. I thought I was free of that menace. I will deal with Bellower. Come on. No need to tempt him by standing out here. Okay. The cavalry, air quotes, has finally arrived. Hakon's caravan enters the city, fighting off waves of dredge as they go. To your relief, hundreds of skilled warriors are now safely in Borsgard. Plus 280 varl. Tons of supplies. Hakon joins you with his personal bodyguard, Moger. Behind him, the Prince Luden. Oh, God, and his entourages are in tow. They're looking less than pleased to be here. I have one last trip to make. I need this one to come with me, he says, pointing at you. I'm sorry, Ivan. You must wait for me one last time. Do not let the city fall before I return. It takes everything within Ivan's power to hold back, but he does. She turns to you. Rook, come with me. We'll return in 2 days, maybe less if you're as quick as you look. Tell anyone who needs to know. Where? Why? Not far. She pauses, says Juno. She pauses and something shifts in your vision. Just for a moment. I know it's hard, she says, her voice filling your head. And you've been through a lot already. As she speaks again, the rest of the world melts away. But you're needed. You can't find the words to argue. Wow. That's witchcraft, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. Are those dredge? You don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through unfamiliar ground behind Juno. You're alone, aside from hundreds of dredge who are all facing towards an enormous stone ahead. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Enormous stone. Is that Bellower, or is it something else? There's a stone singer. Wow. Oh, that is a godstone. Or it was. On the edge of a precipice. Good God. Literally. We're at the godstone of Stravs. You glance around nervously, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. It's okay, you can speak. Softly. Is this where you're going to sacrifice me? Juno smiles. What could have come across as profoundly creepy looks sincere instead. No, the dredge cannot see us. To be more precise, they can see us, but I've convinced them to be unconcerned. I can understand your apprehension, though. Juno waits patiently for your reply. Why did you pick me? Why didn't you take Ivan or Hakon? You don't even know me. I apologize for putting you in danger. Ivan must keep Borsgard from falling while we are away. And if something goes wrong here, I need to be certain one of us makes it back alive. I saw the thoughts of each person when I arrived in Borsgard. You were the only one I knew would return. What do you mean? You would find your way back to Alette, no matter what. Why are we surrounded by dredge? They seem to be drawn to the Godstone. There are many things we don't know about Stravs. Maybe they see him as a patron, or it is an attraction they cannot explain. Does Stravs have something to do with the serpent in Einertoft? What was that thing? I cannot say. Can't? I have my suspicions, but until I've had time at the Mender libraries, it would be unwise to speculate. For all our knowledge, it always seems as though we know little. Imagine how the rest of us feel. On the contrary, the less people know, the more certain they tend to be. What are we doing out here? Do you know the god Stravs? Do you know this stone exists even amongst those who have lived their whole lives in Borsgard? While Dengler deals in fortunes, Drobs taught men the value of trade in a different way. He showed them it has consequence, two sides of the same coin. See the silver in the stone? The gales up here wear away the stone, but the metal remains. We need a piece of this silver. The god Stravs is wreathed by imagery of silver weapons. The myths say he traded these weapons to the gods, and they used them to kill each other. Ooh! Those who seek out the stone call him the god of trade. The menders call him the god of secrets. He was both. I wish I had time for a proper introduction. My name is Juno. I am on the Mender Council. You've met Ivan, my apprentice. How are you doing these things? Controlling minds. I thought menders built things and healed wounds. You're right. Menders do these things. Some of us still practice the teachings given to the Loom Mother's first creations. We are called Valka. I believe I'm the only one who can influence others' minds. Then why not take control of Bellower? I learned the talent to heal minds, not control them, though even some Valka have trouble believing this. Taking control of Bellower, it's the difference between convincing a child to sit still and telling a starving bear to stop being hungry. The truth is, we're rarely a match for the Sunder anymore. Our advantage is that we can train more Valka. It is also our weakness. The Valka pass on and lose their knowledge, while the Sunder simply grow older and more powerful. Bellower is both immortal and beyond my influence, to a point. Then how do we stop him? The god of secrets will play a part, as will you. Let's get what we need and go. Indeed, you'll find you'll need to dislodge at least a fistful of metal. We will forge it into an arrow to slay Bellower. Wait, after everything you told me, make a magic arrow to shoot Bellower? That's all it takes? Why didn't you do that a long time ago? Juno gets a faraway look in her eyes. No, that's not all it takes. What I tell you now must not be repeated. The arrow will not kill Bellower, even if it were to strike his heart. He has no physical weaknesses. But it will sow doubt in his mind. When it pierces him, I will help him to believe that he is dying. The rest of you will convince him of this with sword and axe. Everyone who fights at your side must believe it to be true. You're going to trick him into thinking he's dead. That's the most insane. He really can't be killed? No. Someday he will awaken and realize he's not dead. I imagine he will be quite upset. First, we must make the arrow. Focus on the task at hand. She looks knowingly at the Godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Brooke, I'm not certain how the dredge will react when you do this. And behind us is a sudden drop. So be careful. Great. It's going to be a mini game or something? I really hope not. Okay. We travel to the stone, like the 30 feet that we weren't already there. Approach the back of the stone, you start to climb, looking for a loose piece of silver vein. Even without looking out onto the dredge, you can feel each sinister face watching you closely, held back only by Juno's influence. Panic races through your blood. Climb higher where Yeah, if I try to wrench the nearest chunk, I suspect I'll lose my grip. I'm going to try and climb a little higher. As you climb, you can't help but notice the stony masks of dredge lining up before the Godstone like worshippers before an idol. Just a glimpse nearly immobilizes you. Your hand rests on a piece of silver that comes away easily. The dredge do not react. Don't press your luck. Head back down. You nimbly descend to where Juno's waiting. Well done, she says. As you walk back through the dredge, their heads turn in unison to follow. The dredge that linger and the shaking in your hands does not subside for the dread that lingers, and the shaking in your hands does not subside for hours. Wow. Okay, that chick, I'm not going to mess with her. You approach the gates of Borsgard again, relieved that they're still standing. It looks like it took a beating while you were gone. Alette rushes to your side and throws her arms around you once you've crept through the gates. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, take this time with your daughter. Find a smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have other things to which I must attend, but meet on the walls when you're done. Okay, crafters. Takes a while, but you finally find somebody willing to craft an arrow for you. He eyes you suspiciously, then you show him the silver, but shakes his head and gets started. Alette watches, the smith's fire reflecting in her distant stare. I talked with Ivan a long time while you were gone. He told me a lot about Juno. Is she really as powerful as he said? It certainly seems that way. That might be the most luck we've had so far. Dad, I think I know what's going to happen now. An arrow? She's going to make you shoot Bellower, isn't she? I don't know for sure. Come on. Who else is going to do it? Ivor? Alette, I know where this is going. You're afraid of me dying. This isn't like before. We can't run this time. That's not what I... Let me do it. What? Why not? Because you think I'll get hurt? What do you do when Bellower comes straight for the person holding the only thing that can destroy him? Let me speak. Everything's changed. Skogar feels so long ago. I'm not asking because I'm afraid of losing you. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. Let me do it because you know I'm a better shot. I have a chance of puncturing his armor. We only have one shot. Not a child anymore. I'm not just some girl. I'm your daughter. I can do this. For once, let me decide what happens to me. I'm going to risk it. I know you can do it. Take the arrow. She smiles and takes your hand in hers. We'll survive this. I know we will. You sit by her side silently until the smith finishes the work. I'm hoping he's going to explain it to what's-her-chick, the magic lady. Okay. Arrow in hand. Let's see if we can actually polish off Bellower. There he is. Juno's in the middle of an animated debate as you approach, the arrow in your hand. There's little time left. Bellower knows we're here. Whether he is waiting for more of his forces to arrive or simply wants to starve us out, first, I cannot tell. But he will not expect a direct attack. Is this a joke? How are we going to do that? It will take a handful of warriors to face him. I can keep a small group hidden from sight. The rest of you will lead the charge from here. With luck, Bellower will send his armies away from himself to meet you. What about the ravens? They may protest. They will not. I've arranged a task for them. Even if you make it to Bellower, what chance is there in defeating him? We saw what happened to Einartoft. That thing can't be killed. Juno shows them the arrow you had forged from the Godstone silver. This will make him bleed like the rest of us. Once he is pierced, he will be vulnerable. She looks you in the eyes. We only have one. Do not miss. And bring only those you absolutely need. It will take all of my concentration to keep the other dredge from swallowing us up. I cannot join in the battle. And if we kill Bellower, then what? The dredge will just wander away? That is my belief, yes. I can't say for certain. This is a doomed plan. Help us hold out here until the ships are finished. And then what? Bellower will hound our every step all the way to Arborang, where I am certain more Sunder await. Now is the time to speak to loved ones and the memory of any god that pleases you. Rest. In the morning, we slay Asunder. Wow. Somber-ass music. Oh, God. There's just a thing in the foreground that says Bellower. I can't buy anything else in the market, can I? Nope. Bought that out days ago. There's the map. I don't know why I'd go look at it. I can't go to the dock. Okay. Oh, heroes. I could do that. I tell you what. I have an absurd amount of Bercy and Gris. Oh, yeah. I don't use her much. That's why she doesn't need to rank up. No. Actually, yeah, she's going to have to be... Well, I mean, we're not going into combat right now. Ivan, no. Ivor, yep. Confirm. Oh, wait a minute. Yep. Wow, that's a lot of points. Okay. Nid. Nope. He needs to get ranked up. Yuppers. Promote him again. I can't buy supplies. I'm going to take this opportunity to rank some people up like mad. Oh, gosh. Hi, Rick. I remember him. I want to rank him up, but... Yep. Okay, I'm going to keep the rest, just in case. I don't know what max rank is. Is max rank 5 or 4 or what? I mean, 5 or 6 or... Okay. The silence is what you remember. You rise in the silence and walk through empty streets. Upon the wall, 2 armies stand quietly watching each other. Your footsteps echo on the wooden floorboards as you approach Juno. She breaks the silence. It's time, Juno says. Gather your allies. Today, one thing will end, another will begin, and our actions will decide on which side we stand. Okay, so she does have to go with me. I want to take Ivor. I want to take Kramer. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the same tactic again. Whoa. But I tell you what, let's put, I'm tempted to do the same tactic with Hogan and see if we can get groupings, but I don't think that's going to work. Gonna take the next beefy guy. What does he have? He's got Sundering Impact. Yep. He's going with us. Ready for battle.